Hey everybody, welcome. It is Wednesday, and it's a good day to be alive, and it's a good day to be here, and I'm not here alone. I'm with Mr. Peter Stout.
Good morning, everybody, for another Wednesday live stream. It's going to be a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
We used to do live streams almost every week. During COVID, I don't know, man, Peter, we were
pretty consistent. We were pretty consistent every Friday night.
We called it Friday Night Live, and we had so much fun with it. It was just great. It was a great way to connect with people. And at the beginning of this year, actually, was it towards the end of last year? I can't remember. No, it was the beginning of this year. We thought, you know what? We want to do that more, but could we find a different time that might be a little bit better for just, I don't know, our schedules, maybe it'd work for other people too. So we decided that we try Wednesdays, and we've been doing this. Of course, last week we had our masterclass session at this exact time, so that was already taken. But we're back on with our normal live streams on Wednesdays, so it's going to be fun. And it is also, what is it today, Peter? It's the last day, man.
Yep, it's the last day to sign up, become a member. Yeah. Don't miss out, guys. Don't miss out.
Hey, look at this. I'm going to give it some. Hello from Kansas City. And look at this one, Peter. Gretchen says, I live for Friday Night Live. That's so awesome.
Love it.
I know. Friday Night Live was fun. Foggy, Georgetown, Texas. You know, it was pretty foggy here. It was this morning. It still is, actually. I'm looking out, and it's pretty foggy. But I was talking to a friend who took a cruise. He got back to Galveston, Texas, and because they were in the they were in the Gulf, so I don't know where they were. Anyways, I have no idea where they were, but he got back. He said there were 7 inches of snow in Galveston, Texas when they landed.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, remember when all the people were saying it snowed? We're in Florida. We got snow. Yeah. So, anyways, look at this, guys. So awesome to have you all here. Brandy, Julie, Frankie. I swear I'm gonna say people's pseudo names, and anyways, but welcome. So glad that you guys are all here. Super fun to be here.
By foggy, you mean atmospheric. Someone was here on Friday. Let's go.
Yes, exactly. Atmospheric. And you know what? I stopped thinking of days as being gray days or rainy days, and I started calling them, do you remember, Peter?
I don't.
I call them silver days.
Oh, yeah.
Silver is a very positive word, and man, but we've had a stretch of really great sunshine here. It's been super fun.
We have.
Yeah, it's amazing in the winter when we get beautiful weather. So this is what we're going to look at today. I've been working on this painting right here, and that's what we're going to kind of walk through. I'm done with it now, but I'm going to show you the process that I went through with it. I'm pretty happy with it. I like it. Kind of fun coastal scene. I've been doing a number of these kind of coastal scenes recently. And it's been fun. So this is what we're going to look at in terms of what you're going to be watching today. And I've got it broken up. It's obviously, well, not obviously maybe, but it took more than one session for me to do this. And it's actually going to take, I'm just thinking, man, why does it look, it looks a little bit, see if I can lighten it up a little bit. But anyways, it took me more than one session. Probably took me 3 or 4 sessions to get it to where it is. But I'm going to probably just show you not the whole first one because it's a lot of boring stuff. Get more into it later as we go. But that's what we're going to do.
Cool.
And Peter, I have a question for you.
Yeah. What's up?
We talked about it the other day, but I can't remember what the conclusion was exactly. But did you ever get any of those other testimonials?
I did. Yeah.
How would we do that? Is there a way that we would do that today?
Yeah, I mean, we can just take a minute and play the videos.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We'll do that later then.
Yep. Let's do that.
Question for you guys. How are you? What is going on in the world out there? Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, I just got stuff to do, but I don't even pay attention to news or anything that's happening in the world.
Yep. Me neither.
But
Best way to live. Best way to live.
Best way to live. Absolutely. Okay, should we start rolling this thing?
Yeah, let's do it. Jed, are you freezing in your studio?
No.
Or is it not too bad?
I was freezing on my way out to my studio, so I had my vest on.
Okay.
Should I take it off?
No, not at all. I was just wondering. I know that it can get so cold in there sometimes.
No, it's good in here. It's good. I just had it on and didn't take it off.
All right.
But okay, here we go, guys. We're gonna roll this, and we're gonna still be here talking away. And like I said, this kind of starts off pretty slow. Like, I actually takes me a minute to draw it on. I draw it on with a blue marker. I don't know why, but just thought it'd be kind of fun. So I guess, Peter, we can, I'm going to kind of like I said, I'm going to kind of speed through this because this part of the beginning is relatively sporadic. I kind of go in with some darks, things like this, and a bit of color. I'm just using some liquid paints, that kind of thing, and start moving the darks around. And then I start bringing in some of these rocks that are in the foreground. But really, kind of where I want to go from, I'll just kind of fast forward through this. You'll see little bits in stages here. And I have some quinacridone gold down on the background, but obviously it doesn't go everywhere. It's just kind of in the middle of the painting. And I'm just going to be establishing some of the darks and the tree shapes and bringing in some of these other colors as we're going. But I'm probably about 35 minutes into this right now in terms of the painting process. And there's just a lot more time that I put into this. There's probably like 2 more hours or something. So that's why I'm kind of
jumping around.
Yeah. But the idea I had at first was, and this is where, for me, a lot of times things change as I go. But my idea originally was, okay, color and values in the foreground, and then I was going to just have it be, like what I was just saying, a silver day. I was thinking, what if we just made this kind of gray in the background? Like the land was more neutral back there, and the sky was just lighter values, the water, all that kind of stuff. And it's kind of what I went with for a while. And then I eventually decided I wanted to bring a little bit more color into different parts. So, but you can see the water actually is probably the one part that stays neutral the whole way through. It doesn't really change. And so I'm shaping, doing shaping and, cutting around. Like I said, this part is, it's the foundation of it, but there's a lot of changes that I kind of end up making along the way.
Mm.
And this is kind of slow. So
Shelly asks, is this another from your imagination?
This is just thinking about this. This is part imagination and part looking at like things that coastal images, like so like some of the structure of it is from looking at a digital painting that I produced like through Midjourney, which is a AI kind of thing. Like basically what I did is I put in I told it what I wanted to look at. So some of the structure is that, and then I take it and I just kind of work with what I want to change. And so there's a lot of stuff that I'll get an idea of something and I put images that I have, like paintings, things like that I already have done, or reference photos, and I kind of make an amalgamation of different stuff that I'm kind of working from. But part of it is like a lot of the color stuff that I begin messing around with is purely imagination, and there's a ton of problem solving or changes that I make even towards the end that are just like, it's hard to say it's imagination if it's problem solving. I don't know how to think about that really, but it's problem solving. But here in the sky, you'll see that I'm using I think I've added a warmer yellow color into this. I think I have. Yeah, I did. I can see the white with the yellow mixed up at the top because I'd already decided that I kind of wanted to have the sky be a little bit more colorful, but I was mostly just thinking to put the sun back there. Again, this was nothing that I was looking at. I'm making up the idea that the sun is back there. But I kind of changed my mind again through this, but I'll fast forward because it's basically just me kind of creating a sunburst of some sorts, but you can see how it gets really gray. And then I start making it even a little bit more blue towards the outer edges. And there's parts of this that I really liked. And so this is one of those paintings that you might look at this halfway through and think that you like it better than what it looks like in the very end. And that's totally fine. I can't guarantee that you're going to like it better after the changes I make. But for me, it's all just kind of part of the process. And some things work better than others. And
For
sometimes you go, shoot, I could probably mess that up. But this is kind of like the end of the first session right now, where it's like I'm about an hour and 10 minutes into it right now. And I'm just kind of thinking about, well, I put the sun back there, so it should have a shadow where that tree goes and things like that. And now I'm going to start the second video because it will be a little bit more, like I'll just let it play a little bit more because it's.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Amy Claremont says, AU has saved my mental health this past year as well with my soul.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Yeah, it's been fun. I saw this. I have this little calendar in my studio, and it's. I don't remember exactly where I got it. I think I was walking through a mall or something, and I saw it, and I thought, oh, I'm going to get that. It says today is the day. It might have been actually, you know what? I think it was actually at a used store, because it's one of those things that's a calendar, but it doesn't have the days of the week. It just has the date, so you can use it anytime, and you just flip it over, right? It's like one of those little flippy things, and it actually says yesterday. This is what it said. This is from a famous person who used to have a TV show that was probably the most popular talk show in the, I'm going to say 2000s. I'm guessing.
Talk show?
Any guess on that? Yeah, a TV type of talk show, you know, where people have guests on. And then this person ended up having a magazine that was put out, and it just had a letter for this person's name, representing this person's name. I'm going to see if somebody can. This person had all sorts of famous people. This person, I see the name, but it's put in with other names. There we go. I see it. Jamie got it.
Jamie.
Yes.
Hey, Jamie.
This person, they said, could make people famous. Like if somebody went on there with their book, it would instantly become, they'd sell 1 million copies of it.
Yeah.
Which is pretty awesome. So, yes, Oprah
awesome.
Winfrey said this: surround yourself with only people who are going to lift you higher. But the reason I thought of that right now is I looked at it earlier today, and I was thinking about how Acrylic University is that, even for me, it's a place where people are lifting each other up, and I think that's so important and so helpful, especially when the world can sometimes feel like it's wanting to just drag you down. You need something else. Yes, the O is for Oprah. And isn't that awesome? Like, she had a magazine just called O. I love that. Peter, you could have what if you were that famous that your name, it's hard with your name, Peter, because there's so many Peters, but Oprah.
Yeah.
Wow. I've actually never even heard of another Oprah. I'm sure there probably are Oprahs, especially since she got famous. But
I would not want that kind of fame, I don't think.
No, not at all. So I used tape here to make that line straight. Actually, it was more about it being straight than it was about it being really clean, because sometimes when you're cutting around trees and rocks and different things like that, just keeping it at the same height is pretty tricky. So I use tape often to establish a really direct or kind of nice line across. And the only trick with that is, of course, you just want to make sure that you're at the level, the tape is level, and you're not somehow making the water look like it's falling off the side of the painting. The water always sits level. Colleen, let's see, does not have a good name. She got a name from the Bible. Are you sure about that? I actually know there's an Orpah in the Bible, but I don't know about Oprah.
Maybe it's
anyways.
Orpah.
I like these little calendars. They're just kind of fun. The one from today says this is from an author named Carolyn Webb, and it says, one thing at a time, most important thing first, and start now. And if you're somebody like me who's like, man, does that relate with you, Peter?
Yeah. Yep. One thing at a time.
Most important thing first, start now.
Yep. My favorite question is slowly becoming, what can I do right now? That's it.
Okay. Wait, can you say that one more time?
Oh, I was just saying my favorite question is becoming, what can I do right now?
Yeah. What can I take action on today? That kind of thing.
Right this moment.
Yeah,
I can't think about this, that, where I want to go, blah, 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 but what can I do right now?
So I'm looking at some people who are saying, yes, her mom gave her that name. She changed the spelling. I remember her saying that in an interview from the book of Ruth. Yeah, okay. So that is the Orpah in the Bible, from the story of Ruth, that somebody else said that it was misspelled when it was registered. So I've seen that for sure before, where you see a name with an interesting spelling and it's just whatever. It wasn't necessarily intentional. It was just closest they could remember. So fun. Okay. Modern psychologists and finding out that verse is true. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm responding to
That
Amy.
whatever things are good and true and noble and everything like that. Yeah, for sure. Well, man, Peter, so you know how we talk about that a lot, right? And I feel like over the last, I've said this many, many times, but over the last, I'd say 4 or 5 years, the reality of what I think about and how that impacts my life and the direction of my thoughts, that's made such a huge difference to me.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I lived 40 some years without really recognizing that.
I know.
It's crazy. Okay, so I'll talk a little bit about this and then I'm going to just see something here. Okay, yeah, perfect. Okay. I think I might even pull in the last one that I did here. So I just worked on this a little bit more actually this morning. Sometimes it's kind of fun to see the painting and all the changes that happen through a painting process because it's okay, perfect. Yeah. It's just like it's almost like looking back over your diary and thinking, oh yeah, I used to like want to do that thing, or I used to think about that, or remember when we're doing that, and things kind of change and shift and morph. A lot of it is the same, but sometimes it's just interesting to see the process over time. So Peter, I was just thinking, want to share a little bit about you're going to Atlanta. I saw you say that.
Sure.
I think in the chat.
Yeah. So last year, Jed and I he was taking some coaching from this guy named Ken Jocelyn, some business coaching, but he's a faith business, like he does it with a faith focus, like business coaching with a faith focus. And so anyway, it was super transformational for Jed and I last year. And I was hoping that John L would be able to go this year. And so long story short, we made it work. And so John L and I are going to Atlanta tomorrow. So
it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Welcome to really Georgia. Cool. Shelly's welcoming you there.
Thank you, Shelly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, no, that was such a fun trip last year. I know that you guys are going to have a blast there too.
Yeah,
it's going to be
awesome.
It's going to be really fun and really neat. And I know it's kind of tricky. It's like right after we're done with this big workshop and everything like that. So,
yeah,
but hopefully it'll be restful for you too.
Oh yeah, it will. You should watch
We're
online.
Going to.
Good.
Yeah, Renee and I are actually going to do that. I told Ken I paid for the online pass kind of thing. I actually need to verify how to access it because it wasn't straightforward.
Yeah.
I got an email that was acting like we were going to be there in person, and I was thinking, oh, I better make sure that I get the digital version of this.
For sure. Crystal Peplinski says, I wish my name was biblical. My mother got it from the Ouija board.
Yeah, I saw that.
I thought you said your name is biblical and your mother got it from a Ouija board.
Oh yeah.
Like, that would have been crazy.
Yeah. Well, one thing that I think is, I names are important. There's this truth though too that I think is kind of interesting that again, this is referring back to a biblical kind of paradigm, but there's a place in the at the very end of the Bible where it says that God gives his people like a new name.
Mhm.
And it's kind of like this secret thing that just he shares with you. And I really thought it was a cool idea. Like, what if your identity was not what somebody called you on earth, or what even your parents named you, or what society thought of you, or anything like that? But what if it was something that was much deeper than that and actually could make sense of your whole entire life? Okay, I see a question here. It says, Robin asked, Jed, what colors are on your palette, please? I have titanium white. I should write them out, but it's titanium white, cadmium yellow light. I have, you know what? I thought it was naphthol red in the bottom, but I actually think it was cadmium red medium. And then I have ultramarine blue, and I have black on my palette. Now, next to the black, the gray looking color is Vancouver gray. It's a color that I like a lot, and I get it from Chroma Paints in Vancouver, BC. And next to that, there's a little dark violet color that is actually a liquid. It's a fluid acrylics from Golden called Permanent Violet Dark. And it's just a really random color that I put out there. And I think I put it out because I wanted to have that the red wasn't going to mix that violet of a color. And I have it. The only reason I have it is because my brother, my oldest brother, who goes to estate sales sometimes and finds, art supplies every once in a while, he bought it and I think gave it to me, or somehow I ended up with it. So, yes. Okay, then I wanted to talk a little bit about this, because this is again where I'm either problem solving or I'm just using my imagination here. But what I was thinking was that I wanted to create more of a pattern in the sky and not have it be just the one kind of sunburst. Again, you might disagree, you might like it better before, but I started thinking about that idea and decided I'd mix up a color that could maybe be one of the pattern colors of the sky. That's an awesome yeah, I like that, Amy, what you're just saying there. That's cool. Looking for a link to Jed's clip-on using maybe you're talking about if you explain what
using,
you're looking for, Cassie, I'll try to answer what that is.
I feel like she entered it before.
Yeah, probably press return on accident or something.
Yeah.
I was named for a soap opera character from the 1950s, Ellen says. That's funny. Yeah, I was named, my parents were trying to decide between two names, and they were deciding between Jesse and Jed. And
interesting.
They never really, I don't think they were ever really trying to make it Jedediah, even though everybody asks me, is your name really Jedediah? So it ended up being Jed, obviously, but it's kind of funny because I grew up with this idea. I was the youngest in our family, and every once in a while there'd be a decision to be made and they'd get everybody's opinion or something. And then I'd pipe up but my opinion was kind of like the least, cause I was just a little guy, like running around, whatever. And so I just heard this several times, like, oh, it's just Jed, like that kind of thing. Like, it's just Jed. Like, don't worry about it. It's just Jed, that kind of thing. And it's weird how little things impact you. And it wasn't like a big deal, but that idea, even as insignificant as a comment can be, it shows you that we tend to remember negative things easier than positive things, and which is why if that wasn't counteracted by the million positive and loving and affirming and like life-giving things that my parents spoke into me, it would be like probably like, oh no, my identity is I'm just Jed, like that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's I really feel like, yeah, again, man, our names matter, but it's almost like our identity and who we are. It's not. Sometimes it takes a little bit of healing, but each one of us is. That's why I say, no matter how beautiful the artwork is that you're looking at, or what you aspire to paint, or if you're walking through the best gallery in the world, like that's nothing compared to you. You are created. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. And that's a truth that can change your life. Can absolutely change your life. You're coming to my neck of the woods. Welcome, Geraldine says. Oh, that's funny. Amy says, one of my grandsons is a Jedediah, but his middle name is Pippin. Because there's a Tolkien lover in one of the parents. That's so funny.
Hey, Jed, I have
Oh my goodness, that's so funny. Donna says, I was named after my dad, Don. Growing up, I'd often say, wouldn't it be funny if I married a Don? And I ended up doing just that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay. Somebody asked for this specific lesson from Jed where he did color mixes on little canvas boards or little canvas panels. And I think I dug it up for you, Cassie. I linked it.
Color mixing?
Yeah.
Is it on YouTube?
No, it's a
primary palette one.
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
It's actually inside of Color 101.
Oh, those color mixing ones. Yeah,
exercise mixing harmony, and you did like different primaries.
Oh yeah,
and
those are so cool.
Yeah, those are really cool.
I should show those somewhere.
You totally should.
Yeah.
Dean, Tolkien, fan, and myself. Me too.
Okay, I'm gonna actually do something really quick here, guys. Real quick. Okay. I'm going to pause this for just a second, and I'm going to show you what someone was just talking about. This is a very valuable exercise. If you want to learn about color, this is something that will help you quite a bit. So all this is the three primary colors, yellow, red, blue. This is phthalo blue. This is cadmium red. This is cadmium yellow light. And you can see when I intermix, this is just made out of these three colors plus white, and on the outside I might have mixed some black in to get some of the darker colors. But what I love about this exercise is that you can do it with different versions of the primary colors. So this one has cadmium red, and this one has quinacridone red or permanent rose. This one has phthalo blue, but this one has ultramarine blue. So you see when you mix this cadmium red, which leans a little bit more towards orange, and you mix this phthalo blue, which leans a little bit more towards green, it doesn't mix a very vibrant violet color. It's more like a brown. But this red, which leans a little bit more towards violet already, and this blue, which leans a little bit more towards violet, it mixes much more of a violet color here. And so it's just quite interesting, but you can see how these greens are more vibrant over here than these ones are. These ones are more brown-like. And so learning how the different primary colors, if you have a couple different ones, learning how they work together, it's quite valuable. And here I'll tell you this last one because I think it's kind of another interesting thing to do. It's taking something like this is where the red would be, but instead of a normal red, I use burnt sienna. And you can see how earthy this combination of colors is and all the mixes are. So you'll never, with this, you would never end up getting, pinks or reds because you're just not far enough that way on the color wheel. But you would get a lot of really earthy colors. And so in certain situations, that might be exactly what you're looking for. And if you do enough of these, and let's see if I did it on the back. See, what you want to do is just keep track of what your colors are.
Yeah. So
that you can refer back to it. And at least then you kind of know some general things. And you could do this in a more concentrated way. You could just do a section of this and just work on yellows and greens and the blues, together, and just see all the variations there and just see what different yellows and different blues do. But anyways, I thought I'd show that because it's one of the more helpful and quite simple exercises that you can do. I was supposed to be named Kitty, but I had older brothers, and they thought that was a bad idea. I was due on Christmas. So the older brothers, I'm assuming you thought that was a bad idea. That's interesting. I guess everybody, our daughter Willow, I'm just thinking how context is so interesting. So we lived in Vancouver, BC. And on the beach there were these beautiful trees, very large willow trees. And we would walk on that beach as much as we could. And we had some friends who, when their kids were born, they named them tree names. One was named Cedar, one was named Aspen. And so we just kind of were thinking about that, like, oh, those are kind of cool names. And so when Renee was pregnant, we had a list of names going, and she was writing different things down. And I'm trying to think if she had Willow down or not. I'm not even 100% sure she'd written it down yet. But for those of you who go to Aldi, and you may remember me telling me this story, but what is the paper product name that is sold at Aldi? If you think about it, so Renee's in the bathroom and she's, getting ready for bed or something. She looks in the mirror and she sees it's actually a box of Kleenex or something, and it says Willow on it. And so she's like, That's the name. That's got to be the name. Anyway, so funny, but kind of how circumstances influence things. And your brothers they're like, hey, we don't think Kitty would be a good name. So part of the circumstance, how you're named. Very interesting. Yeah, I love willow trees so much, and I love our daughter so much. So Willow will always have a very extra special place. Okay. Thinking. Gonna fast forward just a little bit here because I want to show you. This is finally at the end of the second session. I'm getting to where I think I'm getting kind of done or getting pretty close. And then after this, I painted for a little while because I thought I was just touching things up a little bit. And I ended up signing the painting because I thought I was done. But I wasn't, because then I did this today. I was looking at it, and I'll just stop this real quick. I'm going to go back actually because I want to show you what I'm thinking about. So do you see where, I don't think I can point at this with a mouse or anything, but you see where the line of the water is, the straight line across, and you see how it touches the very top of that rock to the right. And the rock actually goes up into the line a tiny bit, but I felt like after I was looking at this, there was something about the design that I didn't love that much. And one thing was, I thought that the land in the back was a little bit too big. And I thought that the water was a little bit too high. It got just a tiny bit too close to the center. And it felt like just the composition could be improved if I made those couple changes. So that's what I end up doing here. You'll see that I put tape down because I'm thinking about lowering that line of the water. And then I'm only going to paint the land. I lighten the color a little bit, make it a little bit more blue. But I only put it, like it doesn't go up as far. So I shorten that land that's back there. And I'm going to just fast forward through this a little bit because it's slow and I've already explained what I'm thinking about. And you can see what was kind of funny is I forgot what that rock was there. And I almost painted over it. I actually did paint over it, and then I kind of erased it. But so you can see now I've got that land. It's much smaller, but I need to, of course, now bring the sky down further. So I mix up a light yellow color, and it's actually a little bit more saturated than it used to be. And I just start coming down into that land and trying to shape it so that it's kind of interesting. And then I'm cutting around all the stuff. There's just so much stuff to cut around, right? So that's why it kind of, it's easier just to tell you what I'm doing than you have to watch every little part of it. I have to dry the sky because it's gonna take 2 coats, but I can't do that second coat when it's still so wet. So I mix up a color that's got a little bit more white in it and a little bit more opaque. And then I start bringing down some of the clouds so that it matches up. So the rest of this process is mostly just trying to make the sky kind of tie in and make the the color, because I add some of that brighter yellow back up in. I kind of like, I as I was putting it up in different places, I thought, oh, I like it's a little bit of a sparkle. It adds a little bit of interest to these areas in the upper sky. And anyways, I'm going to fast forward a tiny bit more. Just lightning. And I straighten one of the trees at the very end. I changed some of the lighting on the rocks because I felt like I could add a little shimmer to the top of them, add a little bit more form. And honestly, it's weird, but this last half-hour session or 45-minute session, however long this was, it's kind of where I feel like the difference for me from a painting being, I don't know, what would I say? It was an okay painting. Most people would have looked at my painting this morning and thought, yeah, it's oh cool, like it's done. I signed it. And I was even thinking that last night. But then when I looked at it, I just saw these, and every one of the things that I'm doing, like pretty much the biggest changes here again they're compositional. And it's just figuring out that, hey, maybe if you drop that line down, maybe if you make that land back there a little bit smaller. Oh, like, let's see, does it look better, right? And I'm going to do something for you guys, okay? I'm going to pause this and I'm going to show you, like, so you can look at it right now, and then I'm going to go back to the very beginning and you can just see, is the composition better or worse? And you can decide. I mean, you can disagree with me, but, and I know that it switches, it actually somehow the painting shifts a little bit, like the whole painting gets a little bit crooked or something. But to me, I feel like this has a bit better composition. It feels, I don't know what it is. I changed a little bit of the lighting, but I feel like part of it is changing the color of that hill in the background to make it more blue, and it feels like it pushes back. Plus, it's a little bit smaller. Plus, maybe the lighting above it. It's not necessarily just one thing, but to me, it took it from, like, I was pretty happy with this. I'd already signed it. But there was something inside me. I was thinking about putting it up for sale on my site, and I just couldn't bring myself to do it because I wasn't happy. I wasn't totally happy with it. But I feel like now, at the very, very end here, I am very happy with it. And of course, maybe if I let it sit with me for another day, maybe I'll see something else. Like the one thing that I'm looking at right now is there's a bit of yellow sky. The farthest bit of yellow sky that's poking through the tree on the left, I feel like it's a little bit too bright. And I might subdue that. But other than that, I don't really see anything that I want to change. And I'm not even sure I'm going to change that thing, but I might do a little bit there. But anyway, enough about that. We've got to give away some brushes.
Yes, we do. Yeah, guys, we'll go ahead and pick winners real soon. If you haven't yet, be sure to text win.
Yeah, I'll give people a minute to do that. Can you show that on the screen?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll show it on the screen. Yeah, for sure.
And then I'm gonna walk people through this too in a second, Peter.
Yeah, go for it.
Now's a good time.
Yeah.
So today is your last day to sign up for Acrylic University. You will get, oh my goodness, what just happened here? It just moved around on me. But you will get, for your monthly investment, it's an investment in yourself, in your future, because you will gain so much. But you will get a workshop with Diana, a guest artist session. You'll get a session with me called Discover Your Voice, where we will be encouraging you to figure out what do you love and how can you grow in becoming not just somebody who knows how to copy another artist, but somebody who has their own voice and is able to express it. We have critiques from Brian Buckrell every month where you can grow and learn. We have all the bonus library, which has courses. We have this special master series in here. We have all of it for these sort of either monthly, annual, or lifetime deals here. And it's really a no risk situation because I'll go down here and show you this happy artist guarantee. You can sign up and we will refund your money if you're not happy within 30 days. Really, all it takes is one email to us at support@acrylicuniversity.com. That's all it is. No questions asked. We're not going to try to convince you anything like that. And if you are Canadian, you can go here. You can see it in Canadian dollars. You can also apply for a scholarship here. If I click this, it's going to open up a very simple scholarship form that you can fill out and apply because, like it says here, we desire to provide the best art instruction to all those who truly want to learn. If you would love to grow and be encouraged artistically but are unable to afford a full membership, please take the time to apply for a scholarship below. So, anyways, hopefully this is something that you will consider doing today. What's cool, if you do decide that you're all in and you want to join as a lifetime member here, it's 4 payments here. But one thing that's special about it is that you're going to get this onboarding session with me, which is really cool. And those start in like, they're not too far away. We usually schedule them the week after we're done or something like that. So that's always really fun. I enjoy it because I get to see people and know people that are part of our membership in a different kind of way. And anyhow, wanted to show you one last time so that you have a little bit more information and you can make a decision today. But don't wait. That's the point. Just like this says, one thing at a time, most important thing first, start now. Don't delay on this or you will miss out on this opportunity. It's not going to come around for months.
Yes, absolutely. And then I'm just going to play this video real quick. It's like a minute and 15 seconds. We'll just do the quick one. So,
okay, cool.
We have some testimonials from real Acrylic University members. So let's take a look at that.
Where you are in your painting, I think you can learn something there.
It's just this other layer of bringing more freedom into my creativity.
It has the potential to keep someone accountable, to keep at it and keep going and push through the hard stuff.
When I look back and see the progress that I've made, even 6 months ago versus today, I mean, the quantum leaps, just the things that we learn just build on each other.
Specifically, you're going to find what's going to really fit you and what's going to help you and develop as an artist, go to the next level with your own work.
It's changed tremendously. I now have a daily practice. I know what I'm doing. I'm focused. I have learned so much. It's taken me to where I want to go.
I've gained a lot more confidence. I've learned a lot of the fundamentals that are needed to paint.
But he's such a great teacher. It's just been a wonderful, marvelous experience.
It is the most supportive group of people that I have ever encountered. It will change your life. When I found this and found the rate was to join the Acrylic University, there was like no reason not to. It'll change your life.
Perfect. Love it.
Cool.
Love it. Love seeing those happy faces.
Me too. So encouraging.
I saw you did respond to somebody who was asking about the color wheels. Those are part of Color 101,
Yes.
which is in the bonus library. Yeah, you can. I don't actually know if I think I just show you them, but you could take the image that we give you of them and you could create your own for sure. And it's I don't create those on camera.
You do. Not those ones specifically, but you create one of them.
No, those smaller ones I do.
Yeah.
The ones that we were just looking at before, but somebody was asking about these ones.
Oh, the big ones in the background, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, they're there. It's not like laid out for you, but you could definitely take the template and do it yourself.
Yeah.
It's very easy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And helpful to understand color. That was actually teaching Color 101 taught me more about color than I ever knew, man. It was amazing. I'm like, oh, that's why these colors do that. Oh, wow.
Yeah. That was a fun course, guys. We went
the
to
best.
Oregon to film that one.
Yeah, that was so fun, man.
Yeah, it was.
That was so fun.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, wait, I want to address this question here. I just see this. Bonnie asks, what if you're an oil painter? Would AU still be beneficial? You know, we have quite a few people who have come in as oil painters.
Yeah.
And they have loved it. There's probably 10% of stuff that does not apply, but 90% of it does apply, because it's just like when I was an acrylic painter going to an oil painting workshop, I would just have to filter out, oh, okay, now they're talking about, mineral spirits. Okay, I'm going to use water. Now they're talking about a really slow drying process, and mine's not going to dry that slow. So, you have to filter out a few things, but the vast majority is very applicable because it's all across mediums.
Yeah.
Values, design, composition, color, all of that stuff is not so much about what medium you're using. It's just great art.
Yeah, we focus so much on the fundamentals. Like, there's
look
of
at that. Kim Blanchard says, yes, I'm an oil painter and I love it. Thanks, Kim.
Thanks, Kim. Advocating for us. Very cool.
Yeah. Very cool.
We're closing membership tonight at 11:59 p.m. So you got 12 hours. 12 hours from now. And remember, technically you have 30 days. You can sign up, and on day 29 and a half, you can email us and get your money back if you're not satisfied. So
yeah. Hey, I see this. Susan says, I switched from oils to acrylic and I love it. Woo! So sometimes that kind of stuff happens too. What if you are a monthly member and want to switch to lifetime? That can be done quite easily. Just email us at support@Acrylic University. They will look up your account. They will take care of it for you. Yep. Support@acrylicuniversity.com.
Yep. And if you join an upgrade within the first month, we prorate the full amount that you paid for your initial purchase towards your upgrade. So if you're upgrading monthly to annual, annual to lifetime, monthly to lifetime, we will prorate that.
Yeah. Cool. Very cool. Well, thank you guys for being here. Jane, thanks for this. Don't hesitate to join. I was a beginner and I'm amazed how much I learned. We're just so thankful. I'll tell you something. When we started Acrylic University, it was 2018. We started filming stuff, and we're in, oh man, thinking back on it, we were in our garage. I don't know, I think I built something for behind me to cover up the furnace and the water heater. And I started talking to the camera, and Peter was there trying to help me. And I mean, it was wild. It was wild. But we would do it on a weekly basis. We're trying to create this course, Acrylic 101. And it took so long. But then finally, like 5 months later, we got it done enough that we could bring a few people in as beta testers. And the thing that amazed me, I'll never forget it. We were looking at feedback from people, and there were people that were saying, hey, this is really good. We got a lot of positive, like critical feedback that was super helpful for us also. But I remember this one guy, he was living in Thailand. He was an English guy. He was from Britain, but his wife and him had moved to Thailand. She was teaching or something like that. And he said, this is so helpful for me. I don't have anywhere that I can do art. There's no, classes or anything like this. This is so amazing. And I just remember reading all this feedback, and it took it from me standing alone in my garage, looking at a camera and trying to like imagine that there's actually somebody who's going to listen to this, to realizing there's real people that are watching and they are getting something from this. And you don't know how encouraging it is for us, for me to look at your comments here and to go, what we do matters. It's not just me. Like right now, I'm not in a garage anymore, but I'm still in my studio alone. And like, I see Peter on the screen and I see your comments, and that's made all the difference in the world to me. So I just want to thank you for being part of Acrylic University. Thank you for, everything, because it makes it have purpose.
Yeah.
Like the act of doing this would have no purpose if you weren't here. And so thank you.
Yeah. Agreed. Mary Ellen, your encouragement has made all the difference to me too. So glad.
Whoops. Oh, that's thank you guys. This is so fun. Every day you make a difference. I love this, guys. Loving paint across Canada, Karen says. That's super awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, thank you, Susan. So fun. Well, okay, so Peter, I guess we should give away these brushes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we should.
Oh yeah, we forgot.
Okay. We're picking winners. Something does not. There's only 9 entrants. That doesn't seem right.
Really? Oh,
let me refresh. Let me see.
Did you have
it? That's more like it. There's 155.
Okay.
Normally it updates live, but the page must just not updated. So anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, select winners. Here we go. Boom. Notify winners. Okay. Oh wait, no. Show winners. Okay. Sheelin.
Thank you, Crystal.
Prinzinger. Sheelin Prinzinger.
Do you want to type that out so we have no mistakes about that?
Yep. Congratulations.
Oh, I see it. Sheelin, right here. This is Sheelin. I can't tell you how much AU has positively added to my life.
Congratulations.
Well, Sheelin, congratulations. We're happy to send you a pair of brushes, and so glad that you're here. So glad that you're part of Acrylic University. Man, like I'm going to sit here and I'm going to read all of your guys' comments because it's like, gosh, I actually should stop because I'll probably start crying or something. But it really does matter to us, and we're just so thankful for you guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Love it.
I just sent you a text, Sheelin, with instructions. So, congrats.
Hey, look at this. I'm going to go through a few of these. Just take a couple more minutes here. But Luann says, I love these workshops. There are art classes where I live, but most of them are very judgmental. I love this because it is so supportive. That's so cool.
That is really cool.
What I found is that there's such power in encouragement.
Yeah.
Oh, there's just such power in encouragement. And we need, I think, those two things together. We need encouragement and we need challenge. We need things that will challenge us. We need people who will challenge us. Like, I wouldn't be the man that I am today, which is not the man that I want to be. There's so far to go, but I wouldn't be the man that I am today if it wasn't for other people in my life. A big part of that is my wife, Renee, who has challenged me to be a better man. It wouldn't be for Peter, like people like Peter and other men who are in my life who challenge me to be a better man. And so we need that challenge. But if it's not paired with encouragement too, and all these people that I'm talking about do a great job of pairing it with encouragement, man, you know, we just would get downcast, and we would give up so easily if it was just challenge with never any encouragement. And so I feel like when you get those things together, that's where you want to be. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah,
it is a beautiful thing. Agreed. Yeah, we really appreciate you guys, and man, yeah, we love doing it. We love seeing the ways that it impacts your guys' life.
Outside of the knowledge, I love the kindness. You all have such kind hearts. Thanks, Colleen. That's really nice of you. I've seen your picture like so many times. I feel like because you have those hearts on your face. I think that's you, unless that's just but I'm like, like the hearts. That's I don't know if that's a filter or if you like did. Like put stickers on your face or what it is, but I love it.
Sure, it's a filter. She's been super active all over the place in the group.
Yeah,
and the YouTube chat. AU
is truly wonderful in so many ways. Thank you. Well. Okay, I guess I'm like, it's gonna take too long to get through everything. But thank you guys. We love you. We believe in you. And we will be doing this on the regular. So
yes, and
see you guys next time.
We have a very fun brand new class coming up. Tentatively.
Yes.
We'll talk about it hopefully next week.
Well, Peter, I'm gonna mention it now.
Okay.
I'm gonna mention it.
All right.
Because what we're thinking about doing is. You're talking about the beginner thing, right?
Yep. Everyone can paint challenge.
Just like, I hope I'm gonna say what you're thinking about.
Yeah. Okay. We're so from the hip, man. We're so from the hip.
Yeah. But we were thinking about this because while 90% of people, I think, do an amazing job and really receive everything in one of these workshops with joy, sometimes it can be overwhelming to some people, right? Who and we're looking at, we're like, man, if I was a total beginner, where would I go? We have our absolute beginners course, but what we started thinking about and wondering about is, would it be helpful if we did some kind of workshop like we just did, but it was for total beginners? Like, what if we did I don't know if it's going to look exactly like 1, 2, 3 sessions, or if it would be shorter, or what it would look like. But the reason I'm bringing it up is because do you think that would be helpful? If you were a total beginner and you didn't really know anything, or if you'd painted, but it had been so long that you weren't sure, or if you just wanted to like really understand the process from square one, like the right way to do something, or at least a way to think about this. And would that be helpful just to like go way, way, way back and start from, hey, we have no expectations that you know anything. So we're going to just go through some of this stuff from the very basics, and we'll complete a couple paintings, but they're going to be very straightforward. They're going to be very, very simple, so that you can feel like you're growing in your confidence at the same time as you're growing in your skill for the person who's really just starting out. What do you guys think of that?
Very, very positive reception. Really cool, guys. Yeah. I'm near a total beginner. I'd love that. Yes, I'm a total beginner. If you do that, I will sign up today. That'd be so helpful. Yes. That would definitely be helpful. Absolute beginner course would be fantastic. Yes. Need the beginner course. The beginner course was fantastic. Learned so much. Yes, I would totally do one. Yes, we do.
Cool.
That's awesome, guys. Even as a longtime painter, it would be helpful. That's what I'm thinking too, because we can go down.
Yeah.
Go back to basics.
Well, so much of what you end up doing over time is just like going back to the basics. I mean, even in every painting that I do, if there's a problem, I don't go to like, oh, what, like, should I sprinkle some, dust on here? Or like, should I do some crackle paint on here or something like that? No, I'm not trying to like do special things. I'm just trying to go like, does the composition work? Are the like do the values, what is it? And just going back to the foundations all the time. Yeah, that's good. I love it. Yeah, I love it. So
okay,
I think
Colleen says I'm just starting painting, and though I love the challenge of the workshop, it was a bit over my head, especially the dang rocks.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah. Well,
let's do it.
I felt bad about the first painting that I did. I was telling Peter and some others yesterday. I was like, man, that first lesson on trees, I did not think through how complicated I made. I had fun painting, and I thought that the painting turned out and stuff. But then it wasn't until like much later, after like yesterday and the day before, where I'm going, dude, if I was a beginner and I was watching myself do that, I don't know what I just did. Why was I so cruel to people? So I apologize. Goodness.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, we're kind of leaning that direction, guys. We're leaning on we're thinking about calling it the anyone can paint challenge. So
yeah. What do you guys think of that? Anyone can paint challenge, man. Just, hey, bring it on. I love it when people tell me that they can't paint, because I think, dude, it's not a talent. It's skills that you learn, and it's not some special thing.
Absolutely.
What were you thinking, Miriam? I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Suzanne said forgiven. Love the challenge.
Oh man, that's
you guys are
funny.
great. You guys are great. All right.
Okay, love you guys. You're loved and believed in. We'll see you guys soon. Sign up today if you aren't signed up yet. We'll love to see you on the inside, because everything's going to be taken down. The Facebook group's going to be gone away and all that kind of stuff. But we will be moving all of it inside the membership. So again, there's a guarantee that if you don't love it, you can just write us an email, one email, support at Acrylic University, say, I don't love it and I want my money back. That's all it is. And we will refund your money, and you're out nothing. So that's my advice, is just come on in. We'd love to see you on the inside.
Yeah.
And we're going to start having fun. This Friday is the beginners, or not beginners, it's the new member orientation. So we're going to walk you guys through what it looks like on the inside. We're going to answer questions that are related to the membership, and it's going to be a fun time. So anyways, love you guys. We'll see you guys very soon.
Love you guys. Happy painting.